Hey everyone, let's talk about one of the most haunting mysteries in American history. Picture this, it's February 1957, and in the quiet, unsuspecting neighborhood of Fox Chase in Philadelphia, something truly chilling happens. The body of a young boy, somewhere between 3 and 7 years old, is discovered inside a discarded cardboard box. Now, this isn't just any box, it's a J.C. Penney box that once held a bassinet. The boy is found naked, wrapped in a flannel blanket, and tragically, he had been beaten badly. Despite the best efforts of the media and countless investigators, his identity and the circumstances surrounding his death remained a total mystery for over 60 years. Imagine the frustration and heartbreak of the community and the investigators who pursued lead after lead, only to hit dead end after dead end. It was like chasing shadows. This case, often referred to as the boy in the box, captivated and horrified people for decades. And it wasn't until recently, in 2022, that some long awaited answers finally came to light. But even now, many questions remain. So, who was this boy, and what happened to him? Let's delve into this sad yet intriguing story and uncover the details that make this one of the most perplexing cases ever. So, let's talk about the discovery of the boy in the box. Imagine it's a cold February day in 1957. In a quiet corner of Philadelphia's Fox Chase neighborhood, a disturbing discovery is made. Someone comes across a cardboard box discarded on the side of the road. But this isn't just any old box, it's a J.C. Penney box that once held a bassinet. Inside the box, wrapped in a flannel blanket, is the body of a young boy. He is naked, and it's clear that something terrible happened to him. The boy has been badly beaten, and his hair looks like it was cut in a rush, with clumps still clinging to his small body. It's such a heartbreaking and eerie sight. What's even more tragic is that the boy shows signs of severe malnutrition. His tiny frame speaks volumes about the neglect he suffered. And if that wasn't enough, there are surgical scars on his ankle, foot, and groin. These scars raise so many questions. Who was this boy? What kind of life did he have? And how did he end up in such a tragic state? This discovery set off a massive investigation, with detectives working tirelessly to piece together the puzzle of this boy's life and death. But as you'll see, the answers were frustratingly elusive for many years. Alright, let's get into the nitty gritty of the investigation into the boy in the box. Right from the start, detectives were up against a wall trying to identify this poor child. They blanketed Pennsylvania with hundreds of thousands of flyers, hoping someone, somewhere, would recognize the boy. The whole state, and even parts beyond, were plastered with his face and details about his discovery. One of the early leads took them to a local foster home. This place had some curious coincidences inside. There was a bassinet strikingly similar to the one sold at J.C. Penney, like the box the boy was found in. They also found blankets that looked like the one he was wrapped in. For a moment, it seemed like they might be onto something. However, after thorough investigation, this lead turned out to be a dead end. The children in the foster home were all accounted for, and there was no connection to our mystery boy. Years passed with little progress until 2002, when a woman known only as Martha or M came forward with a chilling story. Martha claimed that her abusive mother had bought the boy, whom she called Jonathan, from another family in 1954. According to her, the boy had been subjected to horrific abuse and eventually beaten to death. Her story was detailed and included some corroborative elements, like the boy having vomited baked beans before his death, something consistent with the autopsy findings. Martha also mentioned her mother had tried to bathe the boy after beating him, which could explain his pruny fingers. Despite the disturbing and seemingly plausible details, Martha's account couldn't be substantiated. Neighbors who lived near Martha's family at the time dismissed her claims as fantasy. They insisted there was never a boy living in their house. The police, unable to find any concrete evidence to support Martha's story, had to move on, leaving another promising lead cold. So the investigation carried on with detectives chasing every tip and theory, but time and again they hit brick walls. The frustration was palpable, but they never gave up on trying to solve this heart-wrenching mystery. Fast forward to December 2022, and we finally get the breakthrough everyone had been hoping for. After more than 6 decades of relentless investigation and countless dead ends, modern science stepped in to give us answers. Genetic genealogy, which has revolutionized so many cold cases in recent years, played the hero here. Investigators uploaded the boy's DNA to public genetic databases, the same kind people use to trace their ancestry. This sophisticated technique allowed them to match his DNA with that of living relatives. And just like that, they were able to identify him as Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born on January 13, 1953. This was a monumental discovery. Finally, the boy who had been known only as the boy in the box had a name and a birth date. It was a bittersweet moment, bringing some closure to one of America's most haunting mysteries. But as is often the case, with answers come more questions. Who were Joseph's parents? Why did this happen to him? And most pressing of all, who was responsible for his tragic death? While identifying Joseph Augustus Zarelli was a significant step forward, the investigation is far from over. Detectives are still piecing together his life story, trying to understand the circumstances that led to his untimely and tragic end. The hope is that with his identity now known, new leads will emerge and justice can finally be served for Joseph. Even though we now know his name, Joseph Augustus Zarelli, the case is far from closed. So many questions still hang in the air, like shadows from the past that refuse to fade. Who exactly were Joseph's parents? What happened in his short life that led to such a tragic end? And most crucially, who is responsible for his death? The identification of Joseph was a major breakthrough, but it also opened a new chapter in this long-standing mystery. The Philadelphia Police Department is still on the hunt for answers. They continue to gather information, hoping that someone somewhere might hold the missing piece of this heartbreaking puzzle. The hope is that with Joseph's identity now known, new leads will come to light. Maybe someone will recall a detail they previously overlooked or come forward with information they didn't realize was significant. Every bit of information could be crucial in piecing together the full story of Joseph Augustus Zarelli. As we close this chapter, it's clear that the journey for justice for Joseph is ongoing. This little boy, once lost to history, has now been given a name. His story, long shrouded in mystery, is slowly being uncovered, and while many questions remain, the relentless pursuit of truth continues. So, if you know anything at all that might help solve the mystery of Joseph Augustus Zarelli, please reach out to the Philadelphia Police Department. Your tip could be the key to finally bringing justice to Joseph and peace to those who have worked tirelessly to uncover his story. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this case and other intriguing stories. Let's keep Joseph's memory alive and continue seeking justice. See you in the next video.